So who are the consultants? Okay, first we've got Engil. He's a robo-manshad with a violent temper. Well, he's violent without his temper as well. And he's got ties to gangland. Then there's Winter Angel Eye. She's a robo-manshad too, but she's a bounty hunter, and she's been taking out gangland faces ever since she was yay big. Next, Jeremiah Wagner. He's a shadow manvert conman, and a lucky bastard, and an absolute gobshite. Then there's Buzz Diptera, a robovert mathematician, biomechanic, and blurb fly jockey. And you know how they say pets start to look like their owners? Well, Buzz looks like one. Huge blurb fly looking weirdo. And finally there's T-Bone the Disco Spider. He's a dogman vert. He knows every conspiracy theory going, and he's put plenty of them into practice.
Hi. Hello, world.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back here. Dog Save the King. We've got the consultants off the island there and onto the continent, right smack dab in the middle of Chroma, the Eternal City, and having started absolute, major shit within minutes at one point, and then within an hour or two already having a brush with Cromerta shakedown of a local business.
That's
so that is without a doubt the consultants. We will let's start with again, last time it's the equivalent of running from an explosion, but you guys had to get out of that small shop, and you again triggered more fighting from the Cromerta and others, and they're definitely looking for you. So you guys have been in a hideout there. You've got a small hotel room. Everybody's been cramped into the tiny boxy little spot, but it's a hotel that you hope no one already called the authorities or the Cromerta, but you certainly had to pay for it. It costs a lot of money compared to what you're getting. So there's
we've got plenty of money.
Yes, you do now. Yes, but again, everybody at this point is like a tier 3 or above. Exactly. So you guys are now,
tier 3,
moving up.
We've been hiding for a whole day.
Yes, so everybody can go back up to full.
Could I have spent the day building a new blurb out of spare parts? Or I can control 3 now.
You know what? Yeah, because you'll still have to make the roll, absolutely. Right. But yeah, if there's ever a spot to find components, even in a shitty hotel room in the middle of Chroma, it would be in Chroma. It's nothing but robos or Robo-Man or Robo-Dog or some form of robo, and everything again is cramped and boxy and rectangular. So yes, definitely. So let's start by describing again, get your magic sentence there of the name and what you do, and then describe what you're looking like after a day of being cramped in here in a hotel room with these other people. Again, I'm not sure how it is on the screen there, but let's go. Whoever wants to start can start. Okay, T-Bone, you are up.
I am T-Bone. T-Bone in this just we're talking is hard. T-Bone is the spider is a dogman Vurt warrior who delves deeper. I'm a very practical conspiracy theorist / creator, and I think if I've been holed up in a room, I've just been polishing my giant helmet. And I picked up a hat, the biggest hat that the hat store had that we were in, and I'm sticking it with some tape onto the top of the helmet.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That won't stand out because everybody wears hats around here, right?
Quite a few do, yeah, and I'm sure you'll fit right in,
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily the skerfuffle was at a haberdashery. Yeah.
Is it a skirkuffle, not a kerfuffle? Not a...
It's like a scuffle and a kerfuffle put together. It's only in chroma.
It's like a mega kerfuffle.
Okay.
Most definitely.
I'm just gonna
Perfect. So yes,
It's through of two kerfuffles.
Perfect. Josiah, what are you, and then what you looking like at this moment?
I'm Josiah Phineas Wagner. I'm a Shadowman Vurt speaker who bleeds lucky. I imagine I spent most of the last day trying to clean my appropriate wardrobe, so sprown across the entire hotel room, you see the various accoutrements of mine dangled on dressers and chairs, being not ironed, because we probably don't have an iron in this trash heap, but sort of aired out. Sitting around in what looks like incredibly old-timey underwear, like boxers with little stripes down the side, and a white tank top. And you can actually see, like, his chest is revealed. You can see his shadow effects, which are normally sort of like just his sideburns. You can see it's actually becomes this sort of thick chest hair as it comes down. It's just sort of overflowing his shirt.
Speaking of Smokey, although this is Vurt technically, your buddy Rug, the two of you are together. What's Rug up to at this particular moment? What's he look like?
So Rug and I have been playing with hiding in plain sight. So Rug has been, throughout the day, he has been trying to appear like a curtain, trying to appear like an actual rug, like a throw blanket. At one point, we got very close to him looking like a small cube, but he wasn't able to hold the shape. So it seems like long, sort of flowy things seem to be easier for him, and I took note of that. And other than that, we've been working on playing catch.
Nice.
I wonder if you can make him like animated chest hair.
I would throw pens across the room, and he would get very close to some of the other consultants as he tried to catch them, and they choke a little bit, and he'd back off and go the other way.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Winter and July, one of the terrifying Robo Manshads. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
What? Yeah.
Winter has been modifying her Stianka armor to look like more badass in a way that she thinks is badass. So instead of it being like kind of camo-y, it's like just black with like silver painted on it, like circuit boards.
Nice.
But some of the circuit boards kind of go into this like swirly effect to evoke the shadow.
Yeah, very ROM LZ total. Like, yeah, that's cool. Nice. And remind again, your sentence is.
I am a Roboman Shad explorer who tracks marks.
Tracks marks. Yeah, exactly.
The most
badass. And again,
terrifying bounty hunter you can find.
Yeah. Definitely terrifying in that sense. Speaking of,
I prefer the bounties that are dead or alive, just in case.
Yeah, it shows. And another of this particular type of mode of being here, Engel. I know I'm mispronouncing every time.
Everybody does. That's the whole point of the name. It's great.
Excellent.
Engel is a Robo-Manshad warrior who plugs in.
Awesome.
He's probably, even though we're in the middle of this little hotel room, he's still got his like fur-lined parka on. There's like the not big enough to be like a real table for everybody to sit at that he's kind of like commandeered the chair and his feet are up on. And he's got like one of those like big like crappy newsprinty like Auto Trader magazines. It's like in Italian, so he can't actually read any of it, but he's just like flipping through it and being like crap, not crap. It's not bad. And he's got like one of the little hotel pens and just like constantly just like
nice. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, and last but not least, Buzz Dip Sarah.
Technically, I am least. I'm pretty small.
Truth.
Hi, I'm Buzz Diptera. He's a RoboVert math magician who controls blurbs, and he presents like a giant blurb fly. He's about 3 times the size of a normal blurb fly. He's about the size of a little person human. And he has one blurb Betty that orbits. He has one blurb grub in a baby blurb Bjorb grub sling.
I knew you were not going to be able to pronounce that.
Yeah. It's
Once you had to think about it, it was gone.
yeah. Baby blurb Bjorn. Anyway, and he's been working on another one while we've been waiting here, building another blurb to follow around, and we'll see. Hopefully, I'll have some more.
Beautiful. And you're the magic sentence you said was a
RoboVert magician who controls blurbs.
Controls blurbs, right? Okay, perfect. So again, this is you figure 24 hours have passed, even though no one seems happy, quite obviously. You guys are alive and technically up to full pools there. You've had time to, anything you did expend, you got back. And you guys are definitely feeling the cabin fever of a very small rectangle. We're going to do 2 rolls before you guys venture out if you want to. First one is going to be the blurb, the roll to, construct, see, what this blurb is. You have to, with your components, what you get. Anything, and yes. So depending on the roll, it's either going to be a success or if you have 19 or 20, it'll be more. Under a certain amount, it'll break, and you won't be able to use or continue to use it. You'll have to start from scratch. Okay. Another 24 hours, and that's it's not just a 1. At least there's a range here. Okay.
I am specialized in blurb maintenance, and because this is it's a tier 3 thing now, it will be a level 2 blurb instead of the level 1 that it previously was.
Right. Oh, right. Cool. Yes. Okay. So you already have it down by.
Yeah, and I'm going to put a level of effort in.
Good. Okay. Obviously, it's int. Okay. Okay. Got it.
Roll to 14.
Got it. Okay. So let us know what you've been working on while everybody else has been, pacing and, avoiding each other's, non-modal smells.
Okay. Well, I've been recreating Sheila. Sheila, the one I lost to the vacuum gun of the Sianka in another episode. So I have 6 arms. 2 of them have been building. The other 2 have been cradling my baby Blurnbjorb. Nice. Baby Blurnbjorb. I'm just going to say baby Blurnbjorb from now on. Anyway,
I love it.
So Buzz Jr. is between the second arms. Betty has the video node and is around there, and then Sheila 2 is up there. So I now have 2 coleopters flying around in sequence. I'd like to put a video node on coleopter as well, but I don't know what the chances I might have been able to get that component. Because the role was to build it with no nodes, so I built one with no nodes.
Right.
Whether or not Sheila 2 has a video node or not is something else.
Let's say not yet, just because you just made it. It was a 12 and you got a 14. If it was like 19 or 20, I'd say hell yeah.
That's okay. We can go shopping later.
You'll find it, and again, yeah, you're in the right spot. Perfect. Okay. Second roll we're going to do is between Josiah and Rug, because you guys have each time we're going to see if you guys can either strengthen that connection or perhaps, if it was really bad, take a step back. Right now, you can communicate enough to kind of send Rug to certain areas and kind of activate the oh shit, button, which is,
I'm going to spend two levels of effort here.
Okay. 1, 2, okay.
And I'm going to roll
9 or above.
I'm going to spend XP to re-roll that.
Okay. Makes sense.
I'm going to spend 1 more XP to re-roll that.
Okay, on this one, it'll be the
12.
last time. What?
I got a 12.
Excellent. Okay.
2 4s and a 12.
Okay. So this is an expensive connection, but it absolutely makes sense. And yes, perfect. Okay. So again, everybody started with 2 XP at the beginning of this session, and this is worth it. So you are now. Let's have you. You can kind of gauge what like the next step would be. You can get it to go somewhere and activate its bad thing. Well, you can also, for the most part, get it to turn off its, attack. What else can you think of?
So what we've been working on in the hotel room has been less like go attack and more the scouting reconnaissance. So we've been training on like how to like for him to like go and like make a shape. So there's a little bit of that. Like I can now, like I'm good enough, like we have a little bit of shorthand. I can kind of send him not super far, but I can send him to a distance and have him like make a shape, kind of hide out without attacking things if I need to. It's not, I can't like mentally telegraph a real task to him, but if I'm in a room, I can be like, oh, go be a curtain. And he would look like the closest version to a curtain he can kind of come up with. Sometimes he fails at it, sometimes he succeeds, but we can try these things.
Love it. Okay, definitely. So again, also to remind everybody, he often hides out as mutton chops. Yeah,
my scarf and mutton chops.
Nice. Perfect.
He's more of an ascot. I guess he's like, instead of I call him ascot.
You said
that makes sense. Okay, perfect. Okay, so it is morning, although there's a little bit of jet lag for those of you who aren't part robo. Part robo, a little bit easier, almost always easier to adjust to whatever time zone you're in. So those of you who aren't, that's something to consider. Who has no robo? Again, it's important, especially now that we're in Chroma.
I have no robo.
No robo.
Okay, so the two of you.
You want a little robo in you?
Perfect. Nice.
And there's that 18+ rating that we were looking for.
I think I've said the shit word about 8 times today. I'm not sure why, but I'm gonna go with it.
Well, fuck Alex.
Oh my goodness gracious! This is Vurt.
Where are my pearls so I can clutch them? Come on.
Yes.
Mother puss bucket.
So speaking of, no one has done what is it, Ballad of the Ditty Men, that feather yet. Which
I
is
thought it got stolen from us or something.
Yeah. Well, you have to.
You can never get rid of that one, even if you want to.
I think there's been so much buildup towards it that I want it to not be stolen.
I think it found its way back to you.
Tracking it back down.
Exactly. Someone who tracks marks, who doesn't want things to show up, should be able to avoid it. But no, not that feather. Okay, perfect. So it's morning. You guys at least feel you can go out. Let's have you guys take over with kind of what your final thoughts. The PCs would have what you're doing here in Chroma, knowing that there's an overall mission to get across to Sardinia, but you guys stopped here first and wanted to do some investigation and very quickly, found some connections, especially was it Josiah who, yes, you had a lot of information on this, this other group called the Trinacria.
Yeah.
So you guys are not only ducking the Chromerta, but there's this war between the Veki, which are the Blackbirds, and the Trinacria, who are this like weird cult kind of Sicilian organization. You just scratched the surface of it, but yeah, that's it.
What do we?
And you're in Chroma.
What do we know about the current state of the Chromerta after their Dom disappeared?
Yes.
Yeah, do they know who did it?
Power vacuum, or
I can roll corporate knowledge on that.
I've got real world knowledge too.
You know what? Yes, you will. I'll say what everybody knows first, but yeah, corporate knowledge specifically on how it's applied to what the information you're giving, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
So what we're looking at, because I have the images and we can refresh those at home. This right here is the big brother of poor little Gino Trilusa, who's tapped to be the head of the Cromerta, kind of a short-lived. And this is his older brother who showed up, and this is the way a lot of people in Chroma look. They've got some of them have the Ferrari stickers. That's a cup of petrol he's sipping, and a lot of them, again, refuse to speak anything but Italian because they're in Chroma, and this is the Eternal City. Okay, that is yeah, he's disappeared, and again, everybody's looking for him. Everybody's trying to figure out, what happened. He's just not there. He should have been. His bodyguards went, there's a lot of finger pointing, a lot of conspiracy theories, which probably fits right into T-Bone's worldview.
Everybody knows it was actually the cops. The Dibble did it.
The Dibble did it. Just the Dibble did it.
That's assuming they're competent enough to do anything.
Nice. Yes. You know what? So 2 rolls we'll do. One for corporate knowledge to see what you're feeling on this is. Excellent. That does it. Okay. So that the corporate is basically there is a power vacuum. They lost 2 dawns basically within a few weeks of each other. The big brother came in, took over, and disappeared. Gino Trilusa here, which I'll show you guys again, was the seemingly young, although he was in his late 20s, but he was probably a pure robo, almost certainly, made to look kind of human, but his programming outgrew his body, but he didn't want to upgrade. So that was the dawn. Oh God, no.
Do I know how they lost their 2? Like, I know how they lost their DOMs, but does Josiah know how they lost their DOMs?
Nope. You guys, a lot of people know more about how the first one was lost, little Gino, even though he's, again, older. He was just capped and absolutely taken out in this terrifying fight with the Boomers, who are this now absolutely legendary street team that have now taken over most of Tameside, absolutely are destroying, most corners, New Tlon, they even have, anyway.
So we know about the Boomers.
Everyone knows about the Boomers. That song is still on the charts.
So
DJ Back Scratcher.
Well, I've got approaching. I'm addressing the group in the tiny hotel room. My bet is approaching the Cromerta is going to be relatively impossible unless we can offer them a service which they might be interested in.
Smart.
Now, my various connections, corporations, etc., that I've worked in, I do have a loose affiliation with people who may be able to connect us with the Boomer organization. Perhaps we could offer the Cromerta a bit of a trade, or at least get us in. We are consultants, after all. Why not provide the acquisition and acquiescence as well as corporate protection strategy against the Boomer organization, which we all know is dangerous and on the other side of the world.
So we're going to offer them protection from people in Manchester.
We're going to offer them information on the Boomer organization, or at least we're going to offer them the service of providing them people who can find out information on the Boomers more efficiently than their own organization, who clearly was incapable of handling what I remember to be 5 relatively simpletons earlier, the last few years ago.
This is out of character.
You want to...
For reasons that we will never understand, Jack accidentally got lost out of the video conference.
To investigate this rabble from Manchester?
Not rabble anymore. I believe they've come up quite a bit since the early days, but still probably a bit inaccessible for them. Perhaps easy for us to go in as consultants. I've arranged deals like this before.
It's
All
still
right.
Little more than corporate
Close enough
espionage.
to a bounty hunt, I'm in.
So we don't have the actual knowledge. We're just going to tell them that we can get the actual knowledge. What's to stop them from not getting them knowledge on their own?
And there's the second roll. There's a second roll right there. Your paranoia roll once a, total, paranoid delusions of, your, how should I say it? What is it? What is the specific on the sheet there, where you get to roll once a day to see if your mad conspiracy theorists?
I don't think we defined it clearly, so it's
okay. Well, then we've been doing it once a time. So yeah, let's roll. Let's have you roll based on this particular thing, and I'll give you either more or less.
Okay.
Based. I mean, it's another knowledge source.
Roll a 16, and I have real world knowledge. So.
Okay, you definitely passed the 12. It's a difficult every time for you. Okay, so yes, so that makes some sense, but again, the thought that this is connected somehow to your overall mission to get to Sardinia is making it more of it's lining up to make it feel like you're being sent on this mission to get rid of you guys. That's your own personal thing, but the fact that now all of a sudden he's talking about the boomers, now all of a sudden we're talking about huge real world things, the top of the Chromerita, you guys are just showing up. This feels like a suicide mission for, you guys have been sent on, absolutely.
In that case, I want to try to discourage Josiah from this, what's best described as a side quest in old-fashioned video games before there were feathers. I do not want to accept this side quest. It sounds silly. And I think I'm gonna try to mistrust Josiah a little bit this session, because I think he might be in on it. Maybe
you never know.
He's clearly good at running away, so if he's trying to set us up, then he can just set us up and be like, yoink, woof, see ya.
Nice.
I am a shady man.
The lights go off, and the air conditioning shuts off, and you guys at first are, wondering what the hell happened, and then you hear knocking on the door, very rhythmic, because they're robo.
The song says, "Do not disturb."
It says, "Uscite adesso."
What God names is he saying?
Do we have any language feathers?
You don't.
Oh, we should have gotten some when we were deciding to go to Italy.
That's a spicy meatball.
Yeah.
Yes.
English, gentlemen, English.
And then you hear again, knock, 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 and it says, "Out now, 24." And it's been 24 hours exactly since. And just like as if a dial on a hot tub bubble thing went on, it's now off.
But let us get dressed at least. We'll be right out. Josiah's going to go around the room and pick up his stuff and try to get it on.
Yep, in total darkness, everybody's stumbling, but finally the door opens and you can see the concierge, which is a very generous term. This guy's little just a little slummy, kind of, it looks like a kind of like a slumlord, like somebody who comes in from the rich area just to show up and get his envelopes and get out, but he enjoys kicking people out.
What do you call a hobo? A hobo with residence. That's kind of what he sounds like.
Yes, a robo-hobo with a residence, yes. By the way, pure robo. Unless I say otherwise, expect that everybody I'm describing is pure robo. I'll let you know even if it's a mix of, but again, this is the absolute largest concentration of pure robo that there is in the real world by a long shot.
Boring.
Yeah, not to them. Everything, again, out in the streets, as again, this door that's been opened, and there's a little mini hallway that and you can still see the street outside. Vespas are passing, you have the occasional motorcycle, but it's more kind of the fancy kind. Traffic is going at a pretty good pace. everything is on conveyor belts. So even sidewalk moves along, keeps things in order. A lot of rectangles. There's only, who has a real world knowledge?
I believe I do. History.
Okay, so those of you with that, roll, because it might help you in these, the hazard table here.
15.
To avoid. That counts, okay.
Yeah, I got a 6.
Okay, well, I'll take the 15 and you can have that 6 back. Okay, yes, so you remember from, or you just know because of your reading and everything, information gathering, there are very few original monuments left. The Pantheon is standing as it was. The Vatican is no longer the Vatican. It is, it's a bit of a factory, yes, insert social commentary here. And all, basically if it had to do with either church or anything that wasn't specifically ones and zeros as the robo took over, it got changed into some version of, again, for production of tech, for the, great universities, whether no matter what mode of being you are for tech. Shadow tech is being researched here more than anywhere else in the world. This is a center of learning, but again, because of the tech stuff, if you have meat on your bones there, if you're one of the modes of being that doesn't jive with their pro-robo stance, you are going to feel it. And you guys already kind of felt that walking, off the plane.
Oh no, I might feel weird and out of place.
Yes. So that just might help, or it might not. But yeah, the Pantheon, there's the Colosseum, Circo Massimo, all of those are still intact and revered. Anything from the old Roman Empire is still revered, so they're really strange. Last bit of real world knowledge. The government in, this one rings too true, even though anyway, the government in power are pretty fascist, without a doubt. They are, again, pro-robo, but they're basically just think ultra fascists. It's terrible. It's the shame of Chroma. It's so that is that. Okay. Where are you guys going? And you let me know what direction, and I've got a lot of fun new tables here.
Tables.
My recommendation stands that we go and see the Chromalta directly.
I think it's a terrible plan. I think we should focus on our mission because everything else will get us killed. We already know too much. I mean, obviously, they must be thinking about the fact that the moment I die, a lot of information gets out. So I don't know why they're trying to kill us, but
Wait, what?
I feel like we're being set up. Oh, I just set up
Information.
Okay, so pause, because it's been like 6 weeks since we played. What was our mission again?
Again, I can't remember either.
Yes, absolutely.
We have to go to the mission. None of us remember what the mission is.
That's the beauty of. No, check it out. Perfect time there. So you guys are going supposed to be going to Olbia, Sardinia, which is the Sardinia, the island across the water. That it's a direct ferry ride or flight or long swim, to say the very least, to Sardinia. But you guys stopped in Rome first because you guys knew this is a recon mission, basically, from the Royal Yeoman Warders. They're sending you to see what's going on, what the connection is with Sardinia. There's, the Vecchi, which are these like people that go around with the blackbird symbols everywhere. There's weird cults. There's all this stuff. It's an investigation. Check it out. Again, you guys chose to stop in Chroma and do research before continuing on instead of doing it maybe the other way.
There's something with the blackbirds. I'm trying to remember. I know they're like a weird cult, but what was the tie to the Chromerta? There was some...
Yes. Yeah, so you're meant to meet with a political revolutionaries. They're from Chroma, although they're in Olbia, but they're political revolutionaries, on the island, which you guys are not there yet. They're trying to overthrow the current power structure that runs the Eternal City like fascists. So they're they're definitely heady, but the Royal Yeoman Warders wants to see what they're about. They're saying they have all this information. They're known as the Vecchi, and the Vecchi, V-E-C-C-H-I, their symbol is a blackbird. And so they wear only black clothing. They seem to have almost a cult-like devotion to the blackbird symbol. There's something darker going on here, obviously. And the more that you guys have investigated, the clearer it seems, again, that these revolutionaries maybe are a cult as well. There's something, yeah.
Are we cult magnets somehow? Do we just attract cults?
I blame you.
Again, here goes my political commentary, but you tear down the symbols of worship, you pull it out, and people always go back to, crazy, group devotion stuff. Yeah. The real world is full of groups that, if they're ideological at all and not nihilistic, is a safe bet. There's some aspect of, if they're devoted at all in this day and age.
So the people that run the Eternal City, what group is that? Would I know that? Is it
just the government? They're the government of Chroma. So they're not the Cromerta, although everybody has good reason to say that they're, basically there's a lot of Cromerta people either in the government or directly, obviously, getting kickbacks, to say the very least. So the government, which are fascists, which the group of people from Chroma, or robo-men from Chroma, are over in Sardinia trying to foment, more revolutionary ideas, trying to get Sardinia to make an attack. So they're trying to take them down from within. This is geopolitical, king-making, basically, and the Royal Yeoman Warders are involved at this level at this point. So you guys are, again, as not part of the Royal Yeoman Warders, but, just kind of consultants, right? They can disavow a lot of knowledge, and you guys become the Z team.
See, Thank you for the recap.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
Okay.
I would vote for Sardinia first, because everything is so big over here with the Vecchio. We don't know who is involved, who's doing local stuff, who's doing international stuff, who the Yeoman Warders might actually worry about. But if they send us to Sardinia, and we at least have a point to start with, who's fomenting distrust in Sardinia, then we can trace them back to Chroma and then figure out the organization from there. But
Fair. I'm just trying to think of another way to make a bit of coin. Figure.
I like where the big blurb is going with this.
I'll go along with it. We can move on with to Sardinia.
Sardines are great.
Yes, that's where it came from. Sardine Island, Sardinia. Okay,
we can move on immediately, but then why'd we even stay here? Stop here.
Oh, this was a stopover for sure, but instead of continuing on in the airport, you guys got out, got pickpocketed, ran after, got into a bit of a gang fight, had to hide for 24 hours. It's very, very Chroma. Trust me. I hate to say it, but your experience is not as unique as one would hope. Yeah.
On to Sardine Land.
Perfect. Yes. Now, although again, you did get a first-hand look on how the Cromerta, not only what they're wearing, but kind of you have more knowledge that, technically speaking, is going to help you even as you're talking about stuff, your real-world knowledge and everything. So, not all for loss, but you guys survived it and certainly got the welcoming to the Eternal City that most non-pure robos get. That's true. Try this as a pure robo. Ooh, this is This is heaven. This is heaven. That's what they want to make it, at least. Okay. Perfect. So so if you guys are going to be heading back to the there is a channel basically that goes underneath. There's a ferry that goes on the water. There's actually a flight. There's different flights that you can get. Flights, obviously, in that particular order. Ferry would have the least amount of, I guess, paperwork if you're trying to keep it like that. Yeah. Channel is going to have security checkpoints, but you don't necessarily need to show all your documents just to get in the damn, the back and forth. And it's pretty quick. Flights, you guys know what that's like with that security. It's pretty heavy.
Flights would be a lot easier if people would stop bringing their weaponry on the flights.
Yeah. Yes. I love it. I love the fact you guys were just rolling into the airport in slow motion. Yeah, and they're like, Manchester Airport. All right, let's do this. So yep, that's okay. You guys, those are the three basic options, or you can figure out others. Those are the ones available.
We can go charter a sailboat and kind of take our time. Enjoy the Mediterranean.
Yep, absolutely.
I kind of get the feeling a schooner might be the safest, given Winter's desire to carry with her an entire goddamn arsenal.
Yes.
We've had good luck on boats before.
Yeah.
Did we though?
Now, real world knowledge or not, you guys knew, if you were looking out the window flying over the Tyrrhenian Sea, which is technically the Mediterranean's on the other side of Sardinia, on the west side, but the sea between the mainland of Italy and Roma, of course, and the island of Sardinia is the Tyrrhenian Sea. So it is choppy as hell. It is not, it's ugly. So obviously swimming is out, and it's, it's what, 20 miles or more, probably.
So just betting here, we're probably going to need a somewhat powerful yacht to get us from point A to point B if we don't plan on dying out at sea.
Yeah, they have ferries.
Well, that is what a ferry is. Yeah,
big giant ferries that are big rectangular monstrosities that work and work effectively. It's coming from
so we just take the ferry.
If we want to take a ferry, do we not need a vehicle to drive onto said ferry?
Nope. Half the people there literally are just bunched up like sardines, fittingly.
Oh,
let's go find us a big fat ferry.
Yeah. Oh man.
Plus,
I
mean, if we do want to pick up a vehicle, we could, we have a driver, a guy who's good at driving. I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh yeah.
We could how about we get a vehicle on the other side so we don't have to pay for the car cost?
Are we gonna have to get like standing room only to get onto this ferry otherwise, or like?
You can walk on again. Most you can drive on as well. Even half of the vehicles are Vespas because it's just so everybody's packed in. There's 1,000 people in that main holding area of the ferry, and it goes back and forth every hour.
I would like to have some elbow room, and I will use my intimidation skill to get some.
Oh, you'll find it doesn't matter over there, but you can try. Yeah, they're intimidating. You'll get some little nonna, little grandmother with knitting needles who all of a sudden is not having the tourists. Full warning. Okay, so to get to the ferry, or to get to any of these places, you guys have to go out of your room and get there quickly, as you guys know, or you're sure the Cromerta. In other words, if you guys aren't running from point A to point B, Cromerta are going to show up and find you specifically for starting shit on just a regular shakedown for them.
Can we go buy a bunch of Vespas?
Yes.
That'd be a good thing.
Yeah,
I have this odd amount of money in my inventory, 5225. It's a palindrome. I don't trust palindromes, so I would.
Get rid of that.
You gotta spend some.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
just suspicious. It's symmetrical. I don't like it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Perfect. Yes, you can do that. And you're almost certain, and you probably will be proven correct, that anywhere near a ferry, anywhere near an airport, anywhere near a point of, people will often buy a Vespa, ride it and ditch it, especially if they have money. So it's
I feel
repurposed
like we
pretty
can
quickly.
blend in a little bit. Like no one's gonna be as suspicious of a bunch of guys on Vespas as they are on foot.
Well,
True.
are they going to be Vespas? Or are they going to be those little e-scooters that are everywhere?
Fuck
No.
that. No.
Oh, you gotta
Outside
get
of-
a Vespa, man.
Outside of Chroma, yeah, that's maybe possible, but no.
Vespa or GTFO.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have different, they have a monopoly in Chroma. You get to others and, they don't have the mods and rockers rivalry that they have over in England or Singland there, former United Kingdom. They definitely don't have that, but different types of Vespas and different types of, Ducati has their own Vespa. Ferrari has its own Vespa. Everybody calls it,
We
Vespa.
call it a Vespa. Yeah. Can Angel plug into a Vespa? That's the question.
If you buy a big
It's a
enough or
fancy
fancy
one,
enough one, shit, you bet. Yeah, and getting around Chroma, or as far as you guys know, Olbia, which is another big city, once you guys get over there, is pretty complicated. If it can get pretty
You
complicated.
can't fly.
Yep. True. In Chroma, unfortunately, you have to fly up so high, and that it's so narrow looking down that it really makes it difficult, almost like leaving a coral, except everything's right angles. You can see it from space for sure. Okay, so before you guys even get to there, this is going to be a here's the thing. You guys are going to make designate somebody either who has, that you guys feel to make the roll. It's going to be on a hazard table here, just to see if you good or bad. It's a little misleading, hazard, but good or bad if anything happens between here and point B. Who do you guys want to make that roll?
T-Bone's at the top of my gallery view, so I would nominate him.
Beautiful. T-Bone it is.
Seconded.
Yeah, so
Do it,
the
T-Bone.
conspiracy. Yeah.
What kind of roll is this?
This is just a, let's see, the first one here is
There's no
a
influence on this.
D12 here. So,
I don't have a D12.
right.
Does anybody have a D? Oh, I can roll 2 D6s and then add the 2 numbers up.
No, that won't get you the same range.
It
Do
won't.
you want a D12? I can.
There's
Just
a way to do
roll
it.
a
Yeah,
D20 and ignore everything over 13.
yeah, that works for
That's
me.
better.
Okay, cool. Rolling.
Yeah. I
19.
also
Rolling again.
got it. Oh, wasted that 19.
Yeah. 14. Rolling again. 17. Rolling again.
It's so simple.
Yes.
13. Rolling again. 5.
Excellent. Okay.
All those good rolls out of the way.
Perfect. Yeah, unfortunately, this is just a table. So, okay, 5. Perfect. Okay. So, this comes with a, okay, you guys are walking outside. Immediately outside the door, you've been kicked out and the door is shut behind you until you pay for another 24 hours, which it sounds like you don't want. You can see government officials actually going through the crowd and stopping people and asking for, for their verification, their papers. They're taking retinal scans. You can actually see them going up to people with, a lot of them look like tourists, of course, and just opening their eye like this, and with almost like, little scanning guns, getting retinal, pushing them out of the way. They're looking for somebody specific, but they are absolutely, they're looking at everybody as, non-human, well, not human, they're certainly not pro. They're even if they are pure robo, they're getting the same treatment. So,
do robo have retinas?
All in favor
No.
of all in favor of going the opposite direction of where these guys are? Raise your hand.
They are so in front of you in a line. Literally, you walked out into a street where they're on both sides. They're milling through the crowd. Here's
All right,
the GM
to the
intrusion.
roof.
Yes.
Hang on, we got a GM intrusion coming.
Oh,
GM intrusion. And I'll give it to, and from here on out in level 3 and, tier 3 and above, and you guys are going to need this stuff. GM intrusions are going to be something you can give 3 people. So then it's only 3. No, never mind. Everybody can get the XP on these big ones. You're going to need it. But everybody has to decide to either do it or not. You know what I mean? So right now, right now the GM intrusion would be, you can get through this somehow, find ways to just get through it without drawing any attention. But that definitely means you're going to be walking past people getting mistreated, although some of you it doesn't matter. But you'll have to, vote and figure out what it's going to be. And then everybody pays an XP. If you don't, you have a feeling you're going to run into one of these fascist government officials, and there's going to be a verbal exchange, and that everybody's going to get an XP. So what will it be? Pay an XP to get through this, up to you. How would your PCs, of course, not
I want to
players.
talk to the Krimirta anyway.
Manje whoopie burger! Manje whoopie burger!
What the hell are you
That's
guys
a
doing?
yes? Yeah, perfect.
I mean, I would like to avoid it, but I'll take the consensus of the group.
Okay.
Screw it. Let's go in.
All right.
Okay. So what's the consensus here? Get the XP and talk to the officials. Okay. Everybody.
I don't think they can possibly be after us if they're going to retina scan, because we didn't have our retina scanned on the way into the country.
Mm-hmm.
How would they be able to identify us that way?
Also,
That's
change.
Yeah, that's also that same scanner you're seeing. They're doing. I don't know if some robos may have VIN numbers or something, but they're going through and manhandling everybody to talk. So they're treating everybody as something to identify, somebody to mess with, to get some kind of information out, and they're looking for somebody. So
I wonder if they would try to identify a giant blurb fly.
You're going to find out.
Yeah.
As the 4 other people walk through and are making it through, this giant blurb fly looking thing draws attention to this government official. Again, their titles change regularly. A lot of it has to do with like Imperium, blah, blah, like old school kind of pro-Roman weird shit. But these are officials going through, and they're not wearing a uniform per se, but their style of dress and the way, there's other, cops nearby that kind of giving them space, you can tell. One of them here sees you and says to you, it says nothing. It says, okay, holds up a hand like this, directly looking at you for you to stop.
Who is you in this case?
Oh, sorry, the flying blurb, the giant blurb fly who has 6 arms that look like they're mocking him at this point. Yes.
Give him a high five. Give him a high five. Come on.
Right. You're hearing, everybody else is hearing beeps and blips and, again, something that sounds like old dial-up sound. But those of you with robo genetics it sounds like, it's like a buzzing, a loud sound, it's amplified for you. Specifically to Buzz here, you're getting a, ones and zeros that are basically telling you stop, 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 stop. It's not. Nice. Are you stopping?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Polite enough. When in Rome, as they say, when in Rome.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to stop, but I'm going to gently bump into the hand in front of me, as if I'm too stupid to realize what's going on, and just boom, boom, boom.
Got it.
Susie.
Yes, perfect. Good. Okay, yes. Again, the government official here, and now is looking, looking at the group. He sees it, you five at the group. I don't know if we did this before. Yeah. Oh, only two of you are non-robo. So there's more partially robo modes than there are not. Okay. So at least he'll talk and not immediately fight, which is actually what it says in the table. So that's sense. So you guys are at least getting, he's refusing even to speak Italian. A lot of the government officials won't even do that. They are pure robo, absolutely. They're too proud, so they don't even, so it's like Latin-based code, I'm sure. Anyway, yes, they are, it's interrogation. You guys are getting, basically the equivalent of just question marks, provide this, provide your name, provide your number, where are you coming from, anything that had to do with the time that you left Manchester on the flight over, because they get that information, and where you've been in the area and where you haven't strayed out of that particular area, they know. So they know you didn't get more than 6 blocks from the airport. You're only there for 24 hours, and they're asking why. So this looks less specific, maybe, that they're looking for a group of 5, and one of them looks like a giant blurb fly, and more, at least at this point, once they're talking to you, you're more red flags, but it feels like it's now something they have to deal with instead of something they were originally looking for. That's your thought. So let's do, those of you who are robo can roll. Those of you who aren't cannot. They will not talk to you. Anything you do, speaking or whatever, you can try, but expect silence or worse from government officials. That's kind of a known thing. So those of you with robo are able to communicate. And are you providing every single bit of information correctly? It's up to you. Yes. Sure. Okay.
Yeah, except I'm only giving him my first name.
Okay, it's asking for everything. Are you going to provide everything or just the first name?
I mean, everything except my last name.
Okay.
So you are not providing them everything.
Winter.
So I don't have robogenetics, but can I use one of my abilities?
Probably.
But let's say before, right as this happens, I'd like to
real quickly. Let's Michael. We'll still have it happen at the same time, but Mike, just do yours for. What are you providing all info?
Angel will provide the information, and the joke's on Winter for having more than one name to begin with. Ha ha. So.
Nice. Got it. Okay, so all 3, but one of you is refusing to fill in one of the fields of information.
Well, they don't know I have a last name.
Everything I say to them, all 3 of my blurb. Well, I don't know if the blurb worm can speak yet, but I want all the other 2 to repeat everything I say. Exactly as I say it simultaneously, so that it's a cacophony of 3 people, just like a half microsecond off. So it's just really annoying to talk to me.
Oh, the glitch. Nice. Perfect. Okay, so that's what's happening in near instantaneously, again and they're able to, because they're pure robo, it's equivalent of communicating telepathically, at will, or not at will. Actually, they can at least do the equivalent of like knocking on your brain to see if you're open. But you guys agreed to.
Well, if that's the way we want to take this conversation.
Yes,
I mean,
definitely.
we haven't done anything technically illegal yet, so.
Yeah. But shady as hell. You didn't leave 4 blocks from the airport. You were there for 24 hours. They were tracking everything.
Wait,
and it
jet lag.
Jet lag.
We were told the best gelato was within
Rob,
4 blocks
you were saying.
I'm actually. If you're.
What's T-Bone doing?
If you're still going to make them give their names, I'm going to hold off on my action.
Yeah. Well, you can't hear. You can't understand anything that's going on, or even pick up on it. So you have no idea what they're being asked or anything, but it's happening.
That's fine.
Okay. So. Yes, they repeat again for you, Winter to fill in this one field remaining.
Do we have time to activate something real quick? I wanted to try to use simple communication for a second.
Yes, in this
like
instant
friendly telepathic communication between members of our group. I just wanted to tell Josiah, don't. That was the whole message. Don't.
Absolutely worth. Yes. Yeah, because they don't know. The two of you guys don't know what's going on. You just see them stop. They're looking at each other. You can tell communication's happening, but no one's letting you hear it.
Don't give my name or don't refuse.
I was trying to tell Josiah don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What am I gonna do? We're gonna do stuff. I'm not gonna do anything.
Right.
I'm not doing anything.
Okay. Yes. Are you filling in the field, or are you providing that last remaining field, or are this field is still required ? Like that is the level that it is communicating.
This is me. Am I filling in the last bit?
No.
Because I said I wasn't going to do it.
Yes.
I'm like Winter and Joe. One name.
I should describe again the government official. The way they're dressed again, it's very fancy. Face, definitely, has a giant HAL 3000 red button right in the middle. It doesn't really look humanoid too much. It's fitting into human clothes. It has a hat, just a little bit, just stylish a bit, a pocket square, the whole nine. But clearly chrome and, beep boop bop, that, not a, 100% pure. Yes, they're awesome. Nice.
All
cool.
right. I'll put my last name in, and then I'll say, but I don't use it anymore.
Perfect. Not threatened at all, because it's part of the Eternal City's, basically Roman Senate, new Roman Senate in a weird way. It takes, allows, you can see it look over its shoulder to another government official that's also looking, and you can hear, and just even those who can't, hear the robotic communication can notice just a slight nod of, nah. And it continues on, and you guys are free to go. So what you're getting from this is, you guys were not the droids they were looking for. Yeah, they were looking for something or somebody or some group or something specific, and you guys now know 100% you are being tracked. You have been tracked. They knew exactly where you were every single step within Chroma. And
don't freak out, T-Bone.
And you guys are free, and there in front of you is a ferry. Giant, again, yellow, looks like a floating barge, basically a rectangle. But people are filing in. The conveyor belts take you there. Everybody, again, Jetson style, is conveyor belt along.
So fingers crossed. Is there like a Virtuant or the Italian equivalent somewhere near here?
Without a doubt. By that ferry, there is not only the Vespa shop, but there's anything that's, if you want anything like fancy or high tech, you'd have to go somewhere else. But if you're looking for feathers,
I want a handful of Italian language feathers. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You can get those. I'll say this: you have two choices.
They're on the rack that has like tourist markup on it.
I was gonna say one of them is overpriced, and the other one is coming from inside someone's trench coat. With a hey, these are good, and they look good. They look probably like they were at one point legally purchased.
Definitely not spiked with something else by accident.
All
right, yeah.
Maybe also grab a robo language feather for our non-robo.
Binary?
Yeah, you could.
Oh,
yes,
there is such a thing.
A bit of shopping wouldn't be out of the order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So again, one of them. one
You
of
know
these
what they say,
options
when in
is very
Rome.
expensive. No one cares about money at this point, right? Because you've got your
Yeah. No, I think
Okay.
we all have enough from.
I care about
stealing
my
from somebody
amount
somewhere.
being a palindrome. So yeah.
Yes, good call. Okay, well, you've got the money for it. You guys can go the safer route, and at least still looks. They're not super high quality anyway, but they should be enough to get like a broken fill in the blank language understanding. So they have Italian. They do have Pure Robo. Pure Robo one costs even more, but again, let's take off.
We're on the expense account.
I was gonna say, you guys are rolling. Until that changes, we'll just go,
Can
that's
I look
fine.
for an odd item? I would like to get a voice synthesizer that makes my voice sound robotic. Because I can put it in my helmet because there's plenty of room in there.
That's pretty rad. Yes. Let's do a roll for it.
Okay.
Just to
find
see
one,
if
but
you
all
can
it says
find
is
it.
I am Optimus Prime.
Yeah. Nice, of course. Let's see. Mission seems. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Let's say this. It's going to be if you're either going to find a good spot or a bad spot or no spot. So.
Can I use any abilities? Like, I am trained in obtaining information from individuals and in searching.
Sure. Oh, then both. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So 9, 6. So just 6 or above. Okay.
That's a 9.
Excellent. So it succeeds. Okay.
It's a 9.
So as long as it's a success, you can find that. It is going to, again, take a good amount of money to get it that quickly, but you guys are fine. Yes, you can do that. How many feathers are you going to get? Again, they're reusable for the most part. Some of them, not reusable, but how should I say it? Disposable for the most part. So sometimes people get like a pack of 5. Each conversation, kind of thing is usually how they work.
What kind of cost are we talking?
Let's see. This is mid-range. It's just a language feather. It'd probably be maybe 20 quid, the equivalent of 20 quid a feather, 5-pack for 100.
Yeah, I'll take a 5-pack for myself, just alone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll grab one.
So
these are language feathers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm going to pick up with a 5-pack. I'll take 2 5-packs.
Got it. Okay,
And then
you guys mark it.
Would there be a Vurt equivalent of like a burner phone, like a PDF feather that is untraceable?
Those only come from overcoats, but yes, yeah, you've got them. Yeah, and that's everywhere. Let's be real here. I should also note, you guys are by the ferry. You can see that there are boats coming, into port all over the place, filled with people like almost falling out of the boats. There's definitely, and there's almost always either a police officer or an army official, or even in some cases government officials on the actual boats coming in. So as long as there's one of them on board, they're allowed in with, again, people looking destitute, people looking like, they're there against their will, some of them. So it's ugly, and it makes this place look even uglier. So that is just kind of to be noted. And again, the government officials are not the good guys here. Yes, they're, if you guys have the money to get it, to get, voice changers, anything within reason, a burner feather or 2, you can get those.
I got a 5-pack of burner feathers.
Got it. Okay, you mark it. Now, yes. Anybody else need anything specific before getting on the ferry?
Are we tracking currency, or are we just good to get stuff?
You're good to go. I'll explain kind of the repercussions of basically spending a shitload of money in a small geographic area in a short amount of time.
Okay.
But you guys have already started it, so why not?
How about a video node for my blurb?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
How about some Dramamine?
In fact,
That's like
yes. Yeah, a draw. Yeah, what is it? What is it? A happy tummy feather. Yeah, it's a little tiny, blue feather. Just pop it in and hold your stomach. Yes. Yep. So you guys can get that. I'll assume, unless it's specific, that you guys have everything you need from here. Got it. Okay. So here is another gym intrusion, and it's because you guys are spending. Before you get you, here's the thing: you can jump on the ferry right now, which is leaving, with all your stuff, given XP, or you can now deal with the thugs here that are basically the local, the ones that hang out here, the punk ass youths who mess with tourists, are definitely saddling up to, maybe get one or two of you guys at least. But they've identified you, and there's kids that were in the crowd as well, whispering to them. You can kind of see how this has been working. Government officials nowhere to be seen in this area. No cops anywhere to be seen in this area.
Around when you need them.
Exactly. Even if they were there, they've been whispered away. So what do you guys want to do? Do you want to turn and fight the thugs, or are you going to jump in the ferry and head to Sardinia?
Ferry in Sardinia.
Mm-hmm.
Jump in the ferry.
Okay, 2. Anybody else?
very.
Okay,
Very
got it. Okay, you're on mute, Rob.
I wanted to fight, but I'm outvoted, so no
I
problem.
love it. I love it. Wow, this is great. Okay, everybody takes an XP or remove an XP. As you jump, you can see them starting to go after other tourists as well that were also probably with your spending habits. Fight. It is yucky. It turns into a brawl, and as the ferry's pulling off across the Tyrrhenian Sea towards Sardinia, nice due west, you can see this brawl is turning bloody. No one's coming in to stop it. No sirens, no nothing. This is the dock, and this particular gang runs the docks.
We could have helped these people.
We missed out on a great time. What the heck? Yes.
We can help them from here if you've got a gun.
Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 10-minute real-world bio break here. It's perfect timing. It's halfway through. And when we come back, we're going to start right on the ferry as it's pulling into, the docks at Olbia, Sardinia. So that's where we'll pick it up.
Cool.
All right,
I'm
then.
proud of you guys for avoiding violence. All right.
It's the best
You
thing
guys are
ever,
intense.
but no. Okay, back in a few.
Nice.
And welcome back. Hello.
Hello.
They are still muted.
Oh.
So I rolled a new character. It's a mime. So
Nice. You guys are on the the ferry, the ferry from Chroma across. You've made it across the Tyrrhenian Sea. It only takes an hour. You thought it'd go even quicker, but it's kind of, it's cramped. It's awful. Again, a lot of tourists, but probably at least half of the people that you're, crammed shoulder to shoulder with are locals who either work in one and live in the other, or vice versa. So about half locals. Most of the vehicles, again, you guys have Vespas, I take it. Did you guys buy Vespas?
I thought
Yes.
we were gonna buy them on the other end, but I don't care.
I think we bought them before we got on.
I think we
Yeah,
bought
it
them
was
here so
part
we
of-
could claim more space to try to
Yeah.
get people off us as much.
They're what color? Because everybody can get the same, same. If it's basic colors, they have them. Yellows, reds, black, silver, white. Those are kind of your choices.
I want one of those chameleon paint jobs that changes color as the light changes on it.
Yellow with black stripes.
That'll be on the other side.
Otherwise,
Green.
Anything that doesn't standard solid basic pick up on the side of the ferry as you're going across the water thing is going to be
So if we want to get one with
if
we want to get one with a vertified, it has an airbrushed warrior with a sword and lightning that animates off
custom
it.
van style.
We gotta get that on the
Hell
other
yes.
side. Yeah.
Hell yes.
And I need one that allows me to plug in because otherwise I can't reach the pedals.
Yeah, they have them for set up for pure dogs. So yeah, you'd be able to have it with the accelerator. It'll switch over. Yeah, since it's meant to be for the public, kind of a semi-disposable, piece of really fancy machinery.
I was like the idea
they all
of riding a Vespa like the Ewok in.
Yeah, exactly. Flying behind. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So
I
you
want
guys
one
are
that's
there.
dark red, so that the blood won't stand out.
Awesome. That's what you tell the Vespa. You tell the Vespa dealer that, and the one they give you is the same candy apple, ugly red that they give to every single person. You want to customize it, you do it here, or you do it over there. But here's your basic. It's so basic.
Basic.
Yeah, again.
You rev the engine and it smells like pumpkin spice.
Yeah, you know what? At least it runs. At least it got you from there and the half a block to the actual ferry. But you're hoping it runs on the other side, and it should. Yes, you guys get to Olbia there, and Olbia, is, you can definitely see, there's a lot of high rises, a lot of rectangular, very robust, architecture, nothing but right angles everywhere. But there are palm trees. It's really warm. Let's say it's late afternoon, but it's really warm. Again, kind of hot breeze blowing, and you can see a bunch of people, at the docks. You can already, as you're getting closer and closer, realize that it's a total mix of the different modes of being. More similar to Manchester than others, although you do see maybe more of some that you wouldn't in Manchester and others. But in general, it's not like Chroma where everybody was either pure robo or part robo or meant to be, pushed in different areas. So this is not as elitist as Chroma, fortunately. But it looks a little bit more lawless even right away. So, it's
I kind of
it's yeah, to the Robo Man Shads are like, yes, we're home, no matter where. Okay, so it pulls up. You and everybody else gets out. 1,000 people probably pour out into Olbia. And again, skyscrapers, we're talking between 20 and 70 stories. It's clustered in a downtown area, but it's a city. It's an actual city. There's probably several million people here, but it's very, very concentrated. And again, a lot of vertical growth. And that's just the way it is. Yes, you guys pull in. It's late afternoon. You get off in the same line as everybody else, and you are now in Olbia. The original mission details, let me get them here, was that you're going to be meeting a group of political revolutionaries, from Chroma originally, and they're known as the Veki, and their symbol is a blackbird, and they're, again, known to be almost fanatical about this blackbird. So that is the only thing you guys know that you're looking for. Let's have everybody roll either, again, searching would help. I can't really think of too many other things that might provide an asset unless you want to use some effort. But this is to basically case a crowd of 100 people and see what you can see.
I shall search.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll again?
If you want to spend the XP, definitely.
Yes. I rolled a 1.
Well, you look and you look and you look and you can't find anybody. It's odd. You're looking for blackbird.
Like
You're looking for
actual blackbird that you find.
Yeah, exactly. The conspiracy in you
Try
is
to
like,
talk to the bird.
yeah.
Bird.
You see no birds. In fact, that bothers you a lot. I mean, there should be seagulls here, and there should be others. And you're looking for somebody with like a T-shirt with a blackbird on it. Like, why? And now all of a sudden you realize there are no birds, and then that makes you realize, wait. So everybody's hooked on feathers, but there's no birds, and so your head is spinning. You're off in you're off in T-Bone the Disco Spider land.
Can I use tracking to
yeah. Yep. That counts as an asset. So 12 or above.
11.
You want to use XP?
Nah.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, right.
I need them.
Yeah.
They can find us.
Perfect. Okay. Yes. Anybody else? You guys can roll as well. You just won't have an asset. So this is just a basic int roll. If you want, again, if you want to add effort.
I'll just try scoping out the crowd here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would try talking to people to find out, but it's not going to be pleasant.
Yeah.
I got an 18.
Excellent.
Damn.
Got it. Okay. We got one success. Okay. And one crit fail. So unless someone rolls a 20, we're gonna deal with it. No.
I'm not
20s?
trained at all.
Don't worry. Just a basic int roll d20, and then you won't have any assets to add to it. It's just
and I will roll.
Challenging. So 15.
I rolled a 6.
We got it. Okay.
But we all
So, yep, no one's seeing anybody. In fact, again, those with a penchant for conspiracies is, you got to be wondering what's going on. By the way, there are birds. There are seagulls. There's just not too many of them. He's just not seeing them. Just so everybody else knows. Just wherever your hyper focus is pointed, you're not happening to see birds. So enjoy that. Okay. There are sounds of accordions. You can definitely also see this area. There's way more travelers, and those are like, again, people. It's all everybody from pure humans to robo-men to dogmen to whatever. But basically, a majority of the people that go through the canals in Manchester, the these, the pop-up shops basically, along, legal or otherwise, that you guys are used to in Manchester. They also have a large presence here as well. So it's something that, again, you're used to, but you're not used to seeing in this particular setting. And they seem to be much more going about their business as normal citizens of society, instead of being like shunned and being forced to stay in their boats through the canal through Manchester until they're out the other side. So that's odd to all of you Manx there, or those of you who've lived in Manchester most of your lives. So, okay, that's what you're noticing. You're not seeing anybody. It's now starting to get dark.
Out of curiosity,
yeah.
Do we see any U-types around?
Not with that roll. You'd notice anyway. No, not right at the dock. That's a good question. But no, not right at the dock. Yeah, it seems to be a good mix of everybody else too, but yeah, no outward, no one could point and say zombie. So yeah, perfect. Okay, so it's getting dark. There are cops there. Again, they look much more laid back than the ones in Chroma. They're also all different modes of being. So two of them that are approaching the group there, that you guys have kind of been looking around for someone to meet you guys, and no one showed, I guess, show up, and these two cops show up. It's an independent, Sardinia is its own independent island state. So here, and Cagliari in the south and Mandas in the middle, it's just it's autonomous. So they have their own police force, their own military, their own everything. Okay, these two that show up, one's a dog man, the other is a robo man. Yeah, robo man. And they're showing up again, just kind of looking. You can see they're going to be approaching you guys soon, and they look like, they want to probably talk to you guys, but you notice it. That you notice at least. So you have time to do something if you want to, or figure stuff out before, moment or so before they show up and start asking questions.
Just casually pop out one of those Italian feathers.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Yes. Anybody else? Well, if one of you guys speaks, it's, certainly you can make that happen.
Having
perfect.
me be on point to talk to anybody is a real bad plan, and everyone would know that. So
yeah. Watch, but now with this feather, it's going to be like Cyrano, and all of a sudden, yeah.
Once I was able to speak Italian, I was friendly. Yeah, that's the piece that was missing.
It was so friendly.
The lights again at this point are popping on, the street lights. The air is full of blurb flies at this point. Maybe they're going to and from work or whatever, their duties of, advertising in people's faces during the day. Now they're going back for a recharge or whatever. But it's beautiful. It's full of, they all have little lights, zipping here and there. It's pretty impressive. It's actually quite beautiful in a modern way at night. Not as much during the day, but right now it's wonderful. And that's Olbia, and you're on the port still right here. And the cops come up to you, and in totally understandable Italian, of course, now, you get a specific, something. The dog man says, in a, again, gruff Italian voice that you can understand. Are you lost? Are you lost? What are you doing here? You've been here for over an hour. Are you lost? Just gruff. Robo man cop.
Gentlemen, are we lost?
I mean,
We're not lost, but whoever's gonna meet us is lost.
Yeah, we were supposed to be meeting friends, and they haven't shown up, which comes out to
Nice.
meeting friends haven't shown.
So you see,
right?
sir, we are not lost. We simply haven't been found.
Yeah. Yes. I'm imagining that you're quickly translating, that's how they're hearing, that's how they're understanding. So until you want to kind of tell me otherwise, I'm anticipating you're translating for the group. Is that correct? Because only one of you, because only one of you has a language feather in. The others are hearing.
You bought 2 packs of language feathers and you haven't taken one? Come on.
I'm not using them when I don't need to. Someone else can do this.
I love it. Okay, so far it's working. It's just for my sake specifically. Okay, you guys are yes. You're being hassled basically because you've been standing in a port for a couple hours at this point, at least an hour as far as they've been watching. And it looks like you haven't, you're either lost or you're not a tourist because you haven't left the dock.
So is this a police person or like a regular person?
They're
they're 2 cops. Absolutely.
So it's the cops.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what they want you to think they are.
I'm willing to go with what they want me to think they are for now. Yeah.
Yes. You can see again at this point a swarm of blurb flies, all spouting the same slogan and jingles for a particular brand of Mirto, which is this like blueberry kind of wild beautiful tasting liqueur going through. So it's a nice place, but again, you're being hassled by 2 cops.
Yeah, we should probably be
Mirto's
moving
being
along.
here.
Then try to figure out who was supposed to be showing up.
I know. I've been dying to do this for like an hour. Can I get on my Vespa and go vroom vroom chow like Eddie Izzard?
Yes.
That's my language.
Buzzy Gizzard. Yeah, I'm sure there's some odd like Vurt feather version of that. Absolutely. And in fact, you do it, and they don't jump for their batons. They don't jump at anything. The Robo Man in the back kind of laughs. They seem, again, maybe it's just because you're from Manchester and you've also just come from Chroma that you're not used to this, but these 2 cops seem to, they're hassling you, but not really. They seem kind of
cops, but they don't want to
friendly.
beat you to death. I don't understand what's going on in this town.
Sardinia. It's not utopia for sure, but it certainly is a very different vibe than anywhere any of you have been at this point. So, but again, no one has showed up for your meeting, or at least nobody that you noticed. 3 out of 5 of you noticed.
I'm gonna go say to Buzz, hey, why don't we get out of here and you send Sheila back to look for our contacts later?
That's fine.
Yeah, we find the nearest El Wumpios. I guess.
Yeah. Love it.
Try to figure out how to track down who we're supposed to
Math
meet.
magician.
Yeah.
I have simulation.
Uh-huh.
If I spend 4 intellect points, it allows me to check out any location for a 24-hour period.
Oh, nice. Oh, it's the yes.
So this
hell yeah.
wants to meet him, so I'm going to do that so I can look 24 hours in the future. And for the next 24 hours, at any point, I can look back there and see what.
Wow. Yeah. So that's perfect. Wow, that's a heavy one. How many is that? 4 int points, or how many?
It's 4 int points, but I got a 3 edge in that now, so it's only cost me 1.
Nice. We need to be using that a lot.
Yes. Well, I just got it. So I just got it between the last session and now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You'll still roll for it, either basic int, or if you have something that gives you an asset, again, just to see if you get a 1 or a 20, basically. Even 18, 19 doesn't do too much. It's either going to work really well or botch, basically. So just a basic int.
Yeah, and it basically says action to create, action to check.
Excellent.
So,
okay, good.
I can't just, I have to spend an action if I want to do it in combat or something. But
correct. Yeah, you do have time right now with these kind-hearted, police officers, who seem genuinely concerned that you're lost or you need help. So yes, so you'll run that roll if you could, even just to activate.
I rolled a 10.
Got it. Works. Okay. So it's going to take another few seconds to process it. We'll get to that in a second. As far as what almost certainly, based on all the math and available data, and rubber math and weird bendy mathematics, is going to say is going to.
Stuff?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, the MacGuffin Zeno, El MacGuffin Zeno. But yes, you're processing that. Cool. The rest of you, again, the cops at this point are looking like, can we help you? Well, they're talking to you. The dogman at this point is still the only one talking. Roboman's just kind of amused at this all, but he's,
yes, you can help us. You can help us.
Yep.
Cafe.
Yep. They look, and he looks back, and that's the point where the Roboman makes a joke, and he says "aqua sporca," which means dishwater. Basically, it's the dirty water. It's after you're done washing the dishes. This is what they think that the Manx and the Americans and everything drink. Yeah. Oh yeah. Abbiamo acqua sporca, and they're like, ha ha ha. That's a funny thing. So if you're looking for cafe. Yeah. Perfect. So yes, they do point over there. You can kind of tell now that the lights are up and everything. There's a couple of these blocks that are more lit than others with more like night traffic of people. Almost certainly there's a cafe or something there nearby. Also hotels. He starts to mention, his cousin has, has a hotel. Very, very nice. It's, not far from here. It's like a 20-minute walk. You go here, and he starts naming all these streets, and you'll remember it.
But... a kickback.
Yeah, there is. Up to you guys. So they're being polite. They're being, but they are pretty adamant that you guys need to just stop hanging out at this particular dock.
We should not be hanging out at where the cops are intentionally observing.
Yeah,
that never
might be
goes
why we
well
haven't met our
for us.
contact.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Yep. They've admitted that they were there for at least an hour, obviously. And again, you're supposed to meet somebody, and so that's pretty probable. Correct. Okay. Yes. There is a cafe nearby. Now we're going to do another table roll, because you're moving from location to location in Sardinia. And I've got a different hazard table, which isn't all hazardous. Okay, so let's keep it with the conspiracy theorist rolling for the group. Rob, roll. It's another D12, so roll and
keep rolling a D20.
Correct.
I think Hazardous Sardines is my new band name.
4.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yes. They're different here. Okay. Yes. At this point, you guys are going towards the cafe. It looks nice and inviting. It's starting to get a little bit of chill in the air. It's not as warm as it was during the day. No rain. But this cafe looks inviting. Unfortunately, right in front of this cafe is this it's a pure robo. He is out of control, quite literally, so out of control pure robo. And he is covered in signs that say Chroma forever, pure robo or go home, absolute. He is a modist. He's not on home turf, but he's looking. It's one of those tourists that goes somewhere to pick a fight, just looking to fight the entire time they're there.
None of us know what that's
probably
like.
An American.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, coming and having a ferry makes it a lot easier.
Fan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, today's.
Is this also social criticism?
Yeah, hooligan tourism. So this guy is a pure robo fanatic, a government, fascist government of Chroma, super supporter. absolutely loud. He's messing with people. No one's engaging with him at this point so far. You can see that people are, quite, it makes sense that they're a little scared of this guy because he's a pure robo. He's a big guy, a big robo. He also has that, 100%, kind of chrome face. It doesn't have necessarily two eyes and a mouth kind of thing. It's a jumble of circuitry. Again, like a trench coat and a whole bunch of like pins and stuff, what you'd imagine this kind of a-hole to look like. So yeah, he's there. He sees you guys, and he points to Josiah and T-Bone there, and absolutely starts spouting off, quotes one after another. Those of you who aren't, who don't have the Italian language feather in are only hearing, it kind of sounds pretty, but it shouldn't. Mi dispiace, siete un cazzo, blah, blah, blah. He's into it. It's eloquent, it's rolling. You, Engel, are hearing what are just absolute, pure modus
things that we won't get
propaganda
into on the stream. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, absolute. From the time, from we were there in, the ancient Roman Empire, which is quite literally impossible, but whatever. This talking point stuff, but it's equivalent of like, fight me. And he's in front of this cafe. So this isn't even a jam intrusion. This is what you're up against.
So he's between us and where we're actually headed to?
Yeah. The cafe's at the beginning of this, wandering, kind of meandering corridor, well lit with nice shops. This cafe is right in the corner. It looks inviting, and he is looking for fights. Anybody passing by, and he's now pointed out the two non-robos.
As everybody else is here, it's like, still have Italian feather. Take care.
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
Can I turn on my my voice sensitizer and walk past him and say "scusi"? Because I should know a couple of words even without the feather.
Absolutely.
Scusi.
Yes, I'm going to say that for one round he's confused as well. Absolutely. He is looking. You can see he's checking his sensors again. He's trying to go through. He's hitting some connector that shouldn't be, trying to look again because he didn't pick up that you were robo, or at least part robo, but you sound robo. And again, he's also probably a little inebriated, to say the least.
Well, if I've still got the Italian feather and it's still working, then yes. As we're headed that direction, I'll tell him like, good evening, friend. It's very nice out. Good night to make a good decision. Which one of us is going home with your teeth?
Nice. Roll for intimidation. That's exactly. I can't wait to see what happens.
That's beautiful.
Yes. You guys are just hearing.
I don't have any intellect edge, but I do have 3 levels of effort that I can spend. I think I'll spend 1 level of effort there.
Okay.
1, 2,
15, 12. Do you have any other assets?
Oh, I am trained in intimidation, threats, and inflicting pain.
Got it. Perfect. Down to 9. Yeah, this guy's kind of. You feel he might be all bluff, maybe not.
Survey says 17.
Got it. He backs down. You guys again who aren't.
There's probably some of like the smoke rising out of his Gil's eyes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Those of you who didn't understand what language it was in, it sounded eloquent, and then all of a sudden, this other guy is backing down. He's backing down quickly. In fact, he's walking.
I like our little Russian. He's handy.
Yeah.
Hey, Ukrainian.
Yes, exactly. Beautiful. So you guys are open into, you're into this cafe. It's nice. It's warm. It's cozy. You have little, the little real espresso, whatever, cafe in either petrol for those of you, petrol flavor for those of you with Robo, or regular good old-fashioned Danesi old school. And so whether you drink coffee or not, it smells amazing. And it's a nice place. Everybody do a search roll now, or a tracking roll or something. There's maybe 50 people in this cafe. It's the long style that, again, there's you know, different, what are they, pastries all along the front, you know, there's a orange juice thing in the back, a lot of stand-up tables, a lot of people are drinking standing up, and beautiful, you know, pastries and stuff. But everybody makes a roll for checking
Josiah
out
got
this
a
place.
17.
Got it? Okay.
I got a 7.
I got
Okay,
a
no.
6.
Okay, no.
15.
Got it?
14 untrained in searching.
Nice. Yes. Okay, you got it then. Barely too. Wait, 14 is, so it'd be 3. Yes, got it. Okay, so 3 of you. Okay, as everybody's looking around, again, you guys are all strangers in a strange land. So you're all doing that every time you go into a new group. But you do see there is an older gentleman. He looks maybe pure human, but maybe kind of a chrome tint to his skin, something. He has a big bushy white beard. He's got you know, what looks like, you know, an old Italian sailor's cap kind of thing, which looks like a Greek, you know, similar Greek hat kind of thing. But anyway, specifically, this guy is also repping chroma at the top of his lungs, without being an ass about it. You can just tell he's a fisherman. He's, you know, he's dressed as a fisherman from Chroma, which again is just a ferry ride across. But he is eating a pastry that that T-Bone notices, I'm going to say finally, is a bird. Looks like a bird. And he's spreading mirto jam on top. So it looks like a blackbird now, kind of like a blackberry preserve kind of thing on the top. So you now see somebody spreading, making a sign of a blackbird. And you at least feel that's the person to talk to. No glowing NPC sign over his head, but pretty much. And this is, yeah, this is an old guy. Yep, and just kind of, yeah.
I'm gonna elbow Angel and be like, that guy over there. See, it's pastry, obviously.
I'm gonna go and order one of those and a coffee with a shot of petrol.
Nice. Yeah, the guy and gal running back and forth behind, you know, one of them is making coffee, one of them serving customers, and then they switch off. Both of them, you know, look at you. They're friendly enough, but they're busy. But when you order that particular combo, you notice a little bit of a respect nod, and they go on. So yeah, that's fun. This is a fairly welcoming place. You know, again, this may be weirding out you guys more.
I don't trust it.
Anything.
I don't trust it at all.
Yeah.
You gotta be hiding something.
Yep. And the old not Chromartha, but the Chroman fisherman there, again, is just, you know, getting ready, and he's cutting into his pastry, and he also has his coffee, and he looks like he's been there for hours. He has a ashtray on the table there with a whole bunch of napalm filter butts in it. It's a lot of people smoking in the little cafe, just because, hey,
Napalms make you sexy.
they do. His Majesty's, yeah, propagandist. Yes, absolutely. So he's just doing his thing, and he's looking down, and
Do they have any more of those bird pastries?
not out in display. You want to ask for one?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I want one like he's got. I kind of
Right.
not in his direction. You got any more?
First one's like, Ma qualcuno non lo so quale c'è tanti gente qui non lo so. And he's trying to point. He's trying to help you somehow, but he definitely is not. Roll an int roll just for fun for communicating, not in. Yeah, not actually. You know what? GM intrusion. How about this? Just for fun.
Okay.
At the regular old, you get one, you can pass it on. Rule, but yeah, you can either, get so by not understanding it's going to bother you and you're not going to get anything, or it's up to you.
All
You wanna
right.
take-
Let's do it. I'll take it.
Okay, why not? I love it. You guys are gonna, at tier 3, you need all the XP you can get. Okay, so you get 2 XP, one for you and one for whoever you want to give that to for whatever specific, reason.
I'll give it to T-Bone since he found the pastry.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, the paranoia paid off.
The pastry was beside us all along.
Nice. Okay. Perfect. Okay. He finally realizes what you're talking about, and if he's this is a Robo-Man. If they could flush, like a face could flush, it would, kind of thing. The color goes a little bit white. You can definitely sense that you asked something specific, and he's looking, and then he kind of nods like this, and he kind of backs up best he can, and kind of goes into the back, and comes out.
By this time, I'm like real pissed looking. So.
Yeah, exactly. And he hands it over, and he slides it to you, and then he's kind of looking over at the old man, but he can't not get his eye, catch his eye. No one's talking to him yet, and just trying to maybe look over at the gal running behind him who's also a Robo-Man. Maybe she's his sister, possibly.
And jelly.
Yeah, and you get the jelly, and yep. And you spread the jelly. This is a GM intrusion, so the tension is rising. How is he going to make a pastry a GM intrusion? Okay. Yes. And you are spreading that jelly as well. Yes. Again, now 2 of you have pastries. And that's where I'll end it, but don't think it's ended. Okay. All right. All right, so the rest of you guys are seeing, what looks like an absolutely justifiable action to make sure that we realize we're all in the same, kind of thing. But you guys aren't necessarily noticing how freaked out it makes the person behind the counter. Okay, there's the old man in the corner. Glowing NPC sign over his head.
Let's get this fetch
Well,
quest.
that guy's got the big yellow question mark over him, so we're clearly supposed to
exactly. Yeah, soon to turn into a exclamation point. Yeah.
Is the man in the corner losing his religion?
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the old man there, again, lights up another napalm filter and kind of looks up, and he sees you guys looking at him a bit, and then he kind of goes back down, cigarette in his mouth as he's cutting into his pastry. You can see he's cutting his pastry, he's pushing a bite off to the side, cutting a bite off to the side. He seems to be just cutting it and spreading it around his plate. He's not eating it. So, but it looks tasty. Perfect.
Try to, kind of tap Josiah on the shoulder. It's like.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And then, yeah, how are you guys rolling over to him? You guys are slamming your coffee, eating your pastry. You're spreading the mirto, and it's perfectly spread now on your pastry.
So I just take it in its little plate,
Mm-hmm.
and I go and I slide into the table across to him, and I just sit down, put the pastry down,
Mm-hmm.
my drink.
Nice.
Nice. You have good taste.
He speaks broken English. Yay! So everybody's now understanding. Again, he's an old fisherman. He's, he obviously isn't so elitist that he's only going to speak, Latin robo. But yes, he says to you, but not for the young And he kind of laughs. He laughs. Yeah. Real world knowledge, and anybody with real world knowledge can make one roll. The hell is this pastry about? But I promise you, it's a written part of the adventure.
I got an 8.
I slide it over to him.
8. Okay.
And I said, "It's for you," but I just rolled a 1 on my real world knowledge.
Excellent. Yes, you do slide it over.
That was my intention the whole time, was to give it to him.
Nice. You do slide it over. He at this point stands up. He puts his hands up like this. He links his like this behind. He turns down and he puts his head on the table. And he says, "Just do it. Just do it. Fine. Fine." Everybody at this point is standing up. The guy behind the counter is already out. He's jumped over the case and he's out. The people are looking around at this. Only the older people seem to be looking at the pastry and go, "Oh," and backing out. Confusion, not dangerous mayhem yet.
And I'm going to say, "I will, but not here. Come."
Nice. Okay. Yes. He does. He is doing whatever you guys want. Where are you going?
I don't
He'll
know.
follow you.
I'm going to some place that looks like we can rent a room.
Okay,
like
you go out
hotel.
Out into the street, and you have a guy.
And I'm like, cut that out.
No, put his foot. Yeah.
Right. He's looking. You're going through, the whispering people part, like, like a sea there. You go out in there. There's already people looking. There's not. It's not like there's cops everywhere around, but there's definitely something happening, and people are looking, and they see the old man walking in the middle of you guys, and they're whispering. No one said anything out loud, but pretty much everybody in the vicinity knows that you guys are the persons of interest leaving the cafe after what just went down.
I like
the
some
dove
jam on my
pastry
finger.
or the blackbird pastry. Il Colombo is the name of the pastry. Not that you got the real world knowledge success on that, but it's the Il Colombo, which means the dove. But putting blackberry preserves on it makes it a blackbird. So you have just entered into the top secret, old school, organized crime world of signal sending to the right people at the right time. Yes. I'm going to say this right now. I was waiting for you to say that you're going to take a bite of that, even cut it for you. You did not, and you guys are out there, and now the real world knowledge kicks in of like, oh, what did you almost put in your mouth? It's not meant to be eaten. It's meant to be given to somebody who perhaps is no longer wanted around anymore. It's a very specific, it's poisonous. It's a way to get rid of
Pastry of death.
Nice.
Yep, and it's given to someone to consciously eat, knowing that it's their last meal, kind of thing. So
Nice.
You've ordered one at the counter. You demanded it.
It's looking good.
The dude who already had one, the poor old son of a bitch, and you slide it over to him as a like, dude, you thought it was bad? Here come the cops.
Like you seem to have been taking your time and eating this fucker. Here's another one.
Yes, so this is what's dawning on you, but yes, you didn't get it going. Okay, so you guys are out. You can keep walking. Again, right now you're gonna have to do a hazard roll. You'll do the hazard roll this time because you're leaving this location, but you're doing it like that. You're gonna get 2 hazard rolls and we're gonna combine them because you're going out basically drawing attention. It'd be the equivalent of like being vastly over your cipher limit kind of thing.
What could go wrong?
Right. Or doing tens of thousands of dollars worth of business in a port. I love it. Perfect.
While we're hanging out here and there happens to be a Dwayne Reed next to us, let's just spend tens of thousands of dollars on it.
Yeah, I got a 1.
Oh no.
Okay.
I think your dice.
I've got XP, so you can re-roll that.
No, definitely. It's only a table. Don't worry. Okay, perfect. And what's the second one?
These are D20s, right?
D12. It's just the first 12.
Okay. A 9.
9. Got it. Okay. Oh, cool. Okay, here's how we'll combine it. Okay, first of all, as you're going through, again, people are kind of moving out of your way, but there's a lot of, a person who looks like is dressed in robes and has dots painted on their head, kind of almost like maybe Buddhist, maybe mixes of Hindu, maybe something, basically just trying to loudly proclaim holy man or holy person. It's a he. It looks again like a pure human. And as everybody else is like moving away, he hustles up to you guys, to you specifically, Winter, and hands you a little trinket. I guess is the best thing you can figure out. It's a very odd. In fact, I know exactly. I have an image of it. Here we go. Yes. So you get this put in your hand, and it is a little. Maybe it's jade. You're not sure. A figurine of what looks again like maybe something snake-like, maybe not, but it's in this glass like globe, a little thing. This total, it fits in the palm of your hand. It's just not a large object. Again, it doesn't look necessarily like overly expensive or made of jade. Maybe it's plastic, but it's halfway between a trinket and a knickknack. But that is, that is what it looks like. Yes, at this point, the holy person is bowing, and he's saying, good fortune to you, fortune, nothing but the best fortune. And he puts it in your hand, and he, touches your sleeve like this, and he bows out, and now he's out, and he's back into the crowd. He's given you something specific, and good fortune, good fortune. That's
You're the chosen one. Congratulations.
Yes, and everybody else, as everybody else is noticing this, you can hear now coming down the, this little street, again, pretty narrow street, you're going up with, towards what looks like something you could either rent a room or something. Out of a coffee shop and you're going up the street, you can hear these strange like tin horns or kazoos, like clanging pots and pans. There's strange, like a cacophony coming, and you can see it's a funeral procession coming down towards, filling the street, coming down towards you. A couple of them are.
So I look at our new friend and I'm like, they're early.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I like it.
Does himself at this point?
Yeah, this is what a Robo-Man shed would do. Okay, perfect. But okay, so the funeral procession, again, you can see that there are a couple big banners, specifically of this person who is, here we are. You guys, real world knowledge. You don't know, there's a bunch of weird symbols, not blackbirds specifically, but a bunch of very strange, those of you who took your Lovecraft feathers know this is like the equivalent of like elder signs and markings and like really like, oh, excellent. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, reality equals Vurt plus or minus H. Yeah, game chat.
Nice.
Dude. Yeah, so this is exactly what it looks like. It's worth it. Yes, there are, that's perfect that you had that. Of course you did. Markings everywhere, but old, like what some, like hip person in Brighton Brighter down in the south would call, pre-pagan. This is definitely old stuff. So their religious, not even, their ceremony is definitely religious in nature, but certainly not anyone that you guys recognize. Everybody's playing horns, everybody's smiling. So it kind of has this weird wake atmosphere to it, but they're coming down. The person on the banners there, maybe dog man, or just a dude with really impressive facial hair, certainly. But it's, everybody is celebrating this person's life, and it's coming down towards you. So you are going to run into it or be pushed out or something, but that is the situation.
Are there like alleys that we can just sidle off into?
You can, as it passes by, absolutely. You'd have to duck into there's enough, but you'd have to wait for it to pass by, of course. Otherwise, you're going upstream, and it would cause, well.
Are there any alleys that look fairly private so we can have a chat?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. In this area, sure. You guys duck off to the side as the funeral procession starts and kind of keeps going and going. I mean, it's loud. You have the horns. Those little cracker maker things. Where they does all the cracking sounds, and it just it's very odd, but very specific, and you can hear them chanting certain things. Some of
not
it
playing
sounds
tiny
Italian.
trombones or anything.
No, I always come in with the horns. It's always some with trombones or horns. Yeah, but definitely, again, they're just making noise. So you have a place to talk in private, surrounded by a cacophony of noise and in this little alleyway. And the fisherman is, at this point is figuring he does this. Doesn't even say anything. He's past words. He's just expecting, he's hoping you're going to do it quick.
Just make it quick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he's ready. You guys,
He is ready.
I'm almost nervous to ask, what do you guys do? Is it all bark or some bite, or what's the balance here?
I need you to make a full confession on your knees before we do this.
He's down. He says, when I was 14, I took from the confessional
Skip ahead.
Okay,
I went to the movie theater, and I was in the balcony, and I made a sound.
Barf-O-Rama.
I stole my cousin's wig and used it as my beard when I played Moses in my Hebrew school play.
I love it. Yes, you basically get everything but what you're looking for. He does at the end of it, though, get into something, about, he's worked with people in the past. He's worked with organizations that he believes in, but there was nothing wrong with it. And kind of think he's talking about the Blackbird thing, the Becky, but he doesn't name anybody, and it doesn't look like he's willing to. But again, yeah, that's basically he's insinuating he's with the Becky. He doesn't think there's no indication that he thinks that you guys are the ones that were supposed to meet with him, maybe. So that's dawning on all of you guys of he's supposed to meet, he's just your friendly NPC to meet with. And
were you expecting a bunch of guys who only spoke Portuguese again?
Angel is still the only person that's actually speaking Italian, right?
He speaks, this old fisherman speaks broken English.
He speaks the semi-English.
In that case, I'm going to tell him that he passed a test and that he can get up.
You get a really you have got to, and it's again looking back and forth. No one's killing him. He rises.
It works for both.
Yeah, he looks 5% relieved and 95% enraged beyond belief. 5% is what's holding him back from either verbally or otherwise letting you guys have it. But
Can
he's
I offer him a
probably,
cigarette?
yeah, he takes it quickly and grazie like this and through his teeth, and he's smoking and this and that, and he gives you just a moment look and pulls out a PDF and puts it in, and only you who can understand Italian are hearing like, "Are you kidding me? How dare you? No, don't deny it. No, I'm sick of you denying it. I know it was you. Don't. No, this is the way things are. I'm out. You brought me in, blah, blah." On and on and on, blaming with nothing, and then he comes back and he puts it back in and he's still smoking. But someone ordered this from the top as far as he's concerned. He's going to find out. You guys are like chaos machines. Yeah. Perfect. So now, again, he's very upset, but at least he figures you were ordered. So through, cigarette after cigarette, sometimes 2 at a time, he tells you the basics of what you guys need to know as far as, now that you're meeting up. The issue that he says, again, the talking points he's been told to relay, and then you guys can ask questions, are that they are indeed political revolutionaries. There's more than one of them here in Olbia right now. There's at least 3, maybe more, who are kind of in charge of passing on information. They're all from Chroma originally. The 3 or more, most of these people in this group, and they're known as the Vecchi, which means old person. And he does say that yes, everybody in our group is an octogenarian or more. So you get people, the 3 or more.
It's good to be around
old.
people I can relate to.
Yeah, exactly. It's like grumpy old men, except mixed with like counter-revolutionary. So yes, the Vecchi, the old folks, their symbol is the blackbird. And again, you at this point notice he is wearing mostly dark clothing, but it didn't seem out of place until he started talking about it. But he's not wearing like an outward symbol. At this point, he does, lift his sleeves, and you can see blackbirds everywhere. He pulls on the chest, blackbirds everywhere. It's just hidden, you couldn't see it, and you probably wouldn't have noticed it in the crowd unless you rolled better. Anyway, so he was indeed there to meet you guys, but he could tell something was off, and then he could see that the cops were coming in, and he mentions they're not bad guys, but they're complications. Yeah.
They're still cops.
The Colombo was given to him, not 5 minutes before you guys showed up. Someone came and ordered this cake for him and sat it down in front, and they looked like they were just passing a message, but he didn't know. They were young, they were a robo-man, and you could tell it was probably a messenger person, but they were told to order this for him. So he figured this was the end. So he suspects the Chromerita, of course. That's all of his.
Does he have a name?
First. Would have been
Say
handy.
again?
Oh, we should have talked to the Chromerita first.
You had a little a scuffle with them, or skerfuffle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, well, you Barry right away.
True.
Does this guy have a name?
I was just gonna say. He says we are all called Vecchi, so they give up their name to do it. He says, he looks kind of left and right. He says, my name was Paolo, but what are you gonna do? So
If they have like a meeting, how do they decide who gets to do something? It's like Vecchi gets to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do
Maybe that's why there's
Why didn't
Yeah,
they
maybe that's why
get
there's not
donuts
more than
again?
3 of them. Yeah, if they get more than 3 of them, it gets really confusing. It's just
Yeah.
pointing at this point.
It's like
Who was in
Reservoir
charge?
Dogs. They try to call each other by name, but they all wear black, so it never works out. That's
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Hey,
yes.
Mr. Pink. is
Vicky
that you?
Black, Vicky Black, Vicky
Yeah,
Black. No,
yeah.
that's
Yeah. Well, again, common denominators, they wear mostly dark clothing. They're all from Chroma. They're all 80 years old or more. And there's only 3, maybe more, in one spot. And they basically are passing information. So they're not the armed revolutionaries. They would need backup. They would need help with being armed. So here's how it all ties into the overall mission and how the Royal Yeoman Warders and why they're interested. Obviously, he knows very well that you guys are unofficially representing the Royal Yeoman Warders. Royal Yeoman Warders are supposed to only do protection, business in Manchester. And everybody knows, and you guys have been finding out more and more, they're dipping their fingers into politics, international politics. They're the big bad. It's turning out to be more than you guys ever thought. Not always, just like all big bad, it's not just black and white. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, again, it's not black and white in the sense of like at this particular point, you guys looks like you're getting information so someone from the Royal Yeoman Warders can come in and broker a weapons deal with the right people that will then be taken over either to armed people or to armed people already in Chroma or to armed people there. But it's setting up for a revolution against, honestly, a fascist government in Chroma. So I think all of you guys are having kind of mixed feelings no matter what kind of background you're coming from. And one big thing is that Manchester the Royal Yeoman Warders, the beef eaters, no one would call them to their face, are way more extended than even you guys thought. So they're playing politics and kingmaker. And does King Jazz know about this? How high up does the actual King of England? Is this the Second Empire? So,
is there any way we can tell if this effort got started before or after Joe Crocus was hired?
Yes, you'd have to make calls. He certainly only knows his small area. This guy. You can make like one call. Someone has an ability to
make a call.
I am making a call. I took it this time, so I will make a call.
Do it.
To find out.
Yeah, once per session. Sure, absolutely.
Obtain a name or location of a low-level connection you may have for resources your group needs.
Okay. So you're specifically, yeah.
So I'm going to make a call to make a call. So I'm going to try to get a name, and then I'm going to call that person.
Okay. All right. Now, who are you reaching out to that you're connected to somehow?
Someone from the network, capital T, capital N. That's all I know them as. Nice.
Perfect. Yeah, of course. Yes, a voice comes on the other line. Sounds like it's been sent through a processor or two. So again,
I still have my modulator on. So
beautiful. So, what do you want?
So I kind of explained that what we're seeing that the warders are making moves outside. Obviously, you know this because you were the network.
Mm-hmm.
Did this start when Joe Crocus got hired after what was the fish guy's name? I can't remember.
Josh Broshawash?
No, the guy that we got killed.
The tentacle dude.
Yeah.
The long distance Davis.
Long distance Davis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
exactly.
Was this a project that was in flight before long distance Davis died or after? Is my question.
Perfect. Got it. Well, you get the call that you don't. Yeah, you don't have to roll. It's information. Okay. Yes, it was. What else did I say without? Yes, it was.
Yes, it's
But
pretty.
it had to do with long distance Davis as well, and a successor. And to be honest, knowing that a successor was going to be needed and quickly. So that, yeah, that's actually pretty specific. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, and so, yeah, that throws a bigger wrench in it. As at this point, now because of the time and because it is the funeral procession, and I let you guys get away with this conversation with him. At this point, one of these holy people comes out, another one, a different person. This person's shorter, almost certainly a dog man, probably looks part poodle, to be quite honest. It's kind of 4 to the floor and then half, and it goes up and grabs the right, reaches for your pocket where the that little like plastic, little knick-knack thing is that I have, the plastic idol, I guess we can call it, and yes, and points and says, thief, 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 ladro, 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 like this, pointing, ladro, ladro.
Stole nothing.
The more holy people come out and they start pointing to ladro, ladro. The group turns. Their happy faces are, they're still happy, but they're ready to find out what the thief is. I mean, this is a celebration. Who's messing with their wake? Who comes into a wake and starts thieving from people? So they'll be justifiably angry. And you can see at this point they're there with the casket. They're bringing the casket there, and that's who set it down. The pallbearers, and the pallbearers are going after you guys. So yes, ladro, ladro. What do you do? Again, it's in your pocket, and this guy isn't stupid enough to reach for a shadow man or rebel man shad's pocket without warning, but is pointing to your pocket, and a lot of people are looking for an explanation to show what's in your pocket.
Can I make an int roll to figure out what the heck this thing is?
Yes,
before I decide
absolutely.
if I'm gonna fight about it?
Absolutely, you bet.
Yeah, I got a 15.
That works. It's over 12. This is a difficult task, I guess. So yes, you know what? As you're looking, it isn't plastic. It is jade, actually. It looks like genuine jade, and it looks like genuine gold around the base, and the wood, looks like, wait, it's not wood. It's like onyx, like this right here is all of a sudden nearly priceless object that you're just, is
in my pocket, and I'm like,
yeah,
this thing?
Yep. As you do that, whoa, everybody like this, and they start to back off. Everybody backs away. You're holding this thing. The holy people are still trying to point at you guys and get the crowd going, but all of a sudden the crowd is backing away like this, backing away.
I look at my friends, and I'm like, I had a feeling it wasn't going to be that good a fortune.
Yeah, perfect. Yes, good fortune. Yeah, again, put a priceless object in your possession. So that's red flag central. Now,
can I ask Betchy if he knows what the fuck this is?
Exactly. Vecchi at this point is yeah. So Vecchio, if he is the singular for him. Anyway, whatever. He's a Vecchi. He's pointing to the casket, and he's backing up like this. And the only word he keeps repeating now is Trinacria. And I think, Josiah, you got this information last session. They are a cult. This is an actual cult, not just like a group of fanatics. They're heavy into people trafficking and murders, and they're they're from Sicily, which is the island, south of Sardinia. And they have direct ties to the Cosa Nostra and everything. So these are, it's like proxies. The Cromerta uses, the officials, there's all different things, but they're just part, one more big part of the fight. So Trinacria are these people. So this is a funeral full of people from the Trinacria, which is the Sicilians, which wouldn't be allowed in Chroma, but is allowed on the island to the north. So at this point, and he can't repeat anything else other than this, he's going like this, he covers his eyes like this, and he gets down on his hands and knees, and he's rocking back and forth, and he's covering his eyes. Everybody roll for initiative.
Damn it.
Anybody? Yes, I'm going to say that no one, because of just the way this particular thing works, no one quite got fast enough. Actually, let's roll for it. If you get a 19 or 20, you were fast enough to cover your eyes as well.
I got an 11.
Okay.
I got a 1.
Oh, good.
13.
I rolled a 6.
I
Got
got
it.
17, and I'm trained in initiative.
Okay.
I'm trained as well.
Cool. But yeah, so okay. So yes, everybody is going to be at least temporarily blinded. However, T-Bone the Disco Spider, you have a helmet.
Yes. It's reflective, no less.
It is reflective. But you can still see through. So it overloads. I'm going to say with the 1, something with is just starting. Oh, it's not heat, it's not vapor or something, but fogs up entirely. In order to see, you're going to have to remove it. So there's the result of the 1. Something, again, you don't feel like it's heat or anything specific, but the rest of you, before things go white for 1d6 rounds, you guys see the casket pop up just like out of some crazy horror movie, pop straight up, and colors everywhere flying out, super bright colors, not just white, but like rainbow colors, sometimes even darker colors that still feel blinding somehow. But it's like an explosion of colors coming from out of the casket itself. Yes, so what's the initiative order? Let's see.
I'm last.
Okay, yes, perfect.
Probably have to spend a turn taking my helmet off.
Yes, correct. Oh, and everybody roll 1, actually everybody but you, although you'll see. Everybody roll 1d6 just to see how many rounds. Actually, you too, Rob, because it covers it up, but the 1 is that your helmet is no longer usable for the time being.
I rolled a 1 on that too.
I got a 5.
A D6?
Yeah.
2.
2 or 3, 4. Okay, so please, perfect. Let's remember. Let's get, because this is the final combat for today. I want to make sure that we got the order correct, and you guys keep track of how many rounds that you're totally without vision. Again, it's a super bright flash of all these different colors, but it's blinding. So one of you, it sounds like you'll have to take an action to pull off that helmet, but when you do, T-Bone's able to see first, right?
Sure.
So because you rolled a d6, you rolled a 1.
Mm-hmm.
So the 1 round that it takes you to pull that off is the round that you're blinded anyway. Okay. Cool. So the first round, again, most you can move is stumble forward, back, or sit down, but you are that without sensory input there. Let's go in, okay, perfect. In order, Winter, you're blinded, but where where do you want to?
What do I want to do is I want to stay in the same spot and bring my hands together like this and crush this fucker because fuck these guys.
Nice. Yes. You're getting ready to do that as an action. Again, they're backing up, most of them. Right now, the only people that were rushing you or still trying to point are these holy people who also are looking around like what's going on a little bit.
I mean, they might be, but I can't tell.
Yep. So you know that if you do this, you're gonna have to walk forward maybe another step or two before doing that, but go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I'll just let you know without rolling.
I'm using my rec skill.
Okay.
Ability.
You don't make contact. Again, they were a few steps away from you. Now you would have to like race forward and hit just right, and you can do that, but without having you roll anyway.
Oh no, I don't want to hit anybody else with it. I just want to crush it, like to pieces.
Crush what?
The little statue.
Oh, the statue. I'm sorry about that. I thought you were talking about the person rushing you. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
No. I'm just gonna spite them by destroying their
Yes.
statue.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yeah. With that power, you don't need to even roll. You just activate it and wreck it. Nice. Perfect. So it shatters. The glass shatters. The jade is like splintered in different pieces. Your hands are sore, but you're okay. Yeah, exactly. It's shattered. You hear, again, with all this crackling energy, like almost sounds like electrical energy, whatnot. You do hear a couple gasps. You're guessing it's from the holy men or the holy people that are, again, don't seem to be part of this crowd or trying to incite them, but something backfired in a weird way. Yes, that's your action. Okay, Ingil, you're still blinded as well.
Yeah. I think he's gonna try to sort of move. Like you said, there was somebody who was like kind of trying to advance, and I want to kind of like move to
towards
get
them
between-ish if I can. But the main thing is that like he's gonna like I don't know where my luggage is. I don't know if I can grab my bandy stick off of my carry-on.
That would take an action, but you can, you bet.
Yeah, I mean, my main thing is that he wants to kind of get to like an interposing position and activate partially there. So he kind of turns like smoky and dark and translucent, but he's still kind of in the middle there as like, trying to block. But there's not actually, I'm not actually swinging on anybody. I'm trying to, look at me, I'm here.
Right. Yeah. Not giving away the fact that no one's able to see at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now at this stage, everybody hears like crackling electric energy, kind of a whoosh, and it seems to be approaching you guys. And that's all that happened on that round. No one can see at this point. Josiah.
So I can't see, and there's crackling energy. I'm trying to, so what could I do? You can't see. I can't. Who do I know that's in the vicinity?
Only maybe a few steps forward, the monks or the fake monks, but they also seemed as surprised as everybody else. But they're a few steps, unless they're running away from you, which they might be, they're a few steps in front of you. One action to get more or less where they were before, you, and assuming them as well, everybody who looked.
I am going to run for my damn life. I can't see though. I wonder if Rug can see. Does Rug see, or does Rug?
Yeah, Rug has no problem at all. Yep, Rug has no problem.
I'm gonna I'm gonna try. This is hard. I'm gonna ask Rug to lead me out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend effort on doing this because
Okay.
it's gonna be a hard task for me and Rug. I'm gonna spend 2 levels of effort.
Okay. Intimidating to challenging to difficult. Okay.
And I got a 14.
Got it. Difficult to 12. So yep. Yep. Okay. So you're being pushed along. I'll say this. It's Rug is making a whole bunch of like happy sounds, super happy sounds, like chirping, the equivalent of giggling, just really happy. Maybe happy to help, maybe not. I don't know, but damn happy. Okay. Next up is Buzz.
Okay. First, I'm going to fly up, so out of melee range. And secondly, I'm going to see, can I actually use either Sheila 2, or Betty's eyes, since they can see through me, so that I can actually see. If I'm blinded, I might be able to see through them. Okay.
Yep.
And then I'm going to cast a Z-point burst grenade in front of the oncoming monks.
Great. Great. Yes, you can do that with eyes in the sky. You bet.
Okay.
Let's say only with one of them. The other one, the sensory overload was, but one of them was quick enough to close the shutters for that millisecond or whatever.
Okay. It's facing the other way or whatever.
Yeah. So what you're seeing as you're getting ready to force point is that it's just like there's it's a rainbow of colors, but again, colors you didn't even realize before, just weird. And it almost looks like it's taking form, like it's kind of wrapping into a form that, again, you could swear it almost looks like something has stepped out of a casket and now is racing towards you guys as the lights are forming around it.
Seems sturdy.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
but
I'm definitely
the monks,
casting my Z-point grenade in front of that thing.
Yeah, because the monks don't see it at all either, fake monks, because they're facing you and they're backing off. They also look like they saw the light. Oh, that's good. Yeah, and they so they're ready. Force point, go for it.
Z-point burst, actually. So that's the grenade one where it does 2 damage to everybody in immediate range of it, and I'm casting it towards them.
And that's fine. And there's only those 2 there. Everybody else is a full, several steps behind them. The funeral procession. They ran forward and they all stopped when they saw that, and that's when. So yes, go for it. So then they can't see it either. At all, so no way they can even jump out of the way. It doesn't even sound like you pulled a pin of something and threw it. So
yeah, no, this is a mathemagic thing.
Perfect.
And
so what does it look?
I guess it's a ranged attack, but I also have an asset on all ranged.
Okay, yeah, roll just to see if you don't get a 1, but anything other than a 3.
Yeah, I rolled a 7.
Okay, cool, perfect. Yeah, because again, they can't block or dodge or anything. You can't see. So yes, that happens.
So it's basically an energy grenade that does 2 points damage to everybody in immediate range of wherever it blows up.
Perfect. They fly back into the funeral crowd there, and that the force blasts them back. That's also, you also now can see clearly every single person in the funeral procession is doing this. Every single one. Close your eyes, Marion. Yeah. So that's my terrible Indiana Jones. Let's see. So yes, they know what's happening here. That's what that looks like. Okay. Last is T-Bone.
I take my helmet.
Got it. Perfect. Now, top of it again. Now, all of a sudden, T-Bone, your sight comes back because you rolled a 1. So helmet is off, and you can see, and you can actually see something racing towards you. And I have, and it is on 2 legs, and it is gargantuan looking. maybe 10 to 15 feet. It's hard to tell. It's still taking form, and it's yelling, it's wailing, and that's the sound of electrical energy. Again, it's mostly colors and energy and light.
Does it look like this color could be from out of space?
Nah, I thought about that, but nah. Yes, no, this is actually, well, in some ways, I suppose so, yeah. But this is definitely an enemy with bad intent racing towards you guys, and you see that. Now, here, believe it or not, is where we're going to stop today. It's the top of a big bad fight, of a big bad boss fight. Let's remember and mark down, please, how many more rounds you guys on that D6 that you rolled. Everything, it's whatever that number is -1 now. So 1 round is passed. So just remember how many more of rounds you're going to be blinded. The monks are absolutely out of the way. I mean, they were blinded to begin with, and now they've been thrown back into, through that. And also knowing that Rug, that Josiah and Buzz essentially can see, although any tasks you guys are gonna do that have to do with like jumping over stuff or bypassing, you're gonna have to roll for it, and it's gonna be pretty damn difficult, or fairly difficult, just to kind of, to compensate for that. So 3 of you guys technically can kind of see, 1 of you perfectly, and the other 2 are gonna be totally blinded for the number of rounds. And yes, no one with basic, I guess, none of you guys have seen this particular being here, or even really, it's not reminding you of any like legends or anything that you've specifically heard. Like this is new to you guys, at least. But that funeral procession of these cultist Trinacria people, they know. In fact, they're still smiling. They're still covering their eyes and smiling. Yeah, it's on. So we'll start exactly there in a fight in downtown Olbia. That's weird to say. Real Olbia is like a sleepy resort, fancy, rich place. So they do not have skyscrapers yet. So cool. All right, so we'll stop there and we'll pick it up there, and it will absolutely be a fight coming your way. No spoilers, but yeah, remember your points, and there's no resting between now and next time.
Damn it.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Yes,
We will be
Bye,
back.
everybody.
Goodbye.